Hi students, I hope you all are fine. In today's session, I'm going to discuss about Unit 10 Matter Around Us. So that in previous class, we just discussed about elements, compounds and mixture. So the mixture it's nothing but combination of two or more substance. So the mixture can be classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. So most of the substance that we use in our daily life are mixtures. In some, we will be able to see the components with our naked eyes. But in most others, the different components are not visible. Based on this, mixture can be classified into two types. This homo means same, hetero means different. So it has a uniform composition, so it has not uniform composition. Homogeneous can be classified into true solution and alloys. Heterogeneous, colloids and suspension. So first one is homogeneous mixture. Homo means same. So it has a uniform composition throughout the mixture. So a mixture in which the components cannot be seen separately is called a homogeneous mixture. I just take this coffee as an example. So the coffee is made up of a milk, coffee powder, sugar, some quantity of water. So we cannot able to identify or see what is present inside the coffee. Okay, so but we know the coffee is made up of a milk, sugar, uh, coffee powder, some quantity of water. Like that, due to the same composition of this mixture, we cannot able to see the components present inside the mixture. So that's what homogeneous mixture. Other examples are tap water, milk, air, ice cream, sugar syrup, ink, steel, bronze. So the top tap water normally it is in colorless, but it contains some dissolved salts and minerals. Okay, so these all comes under a homogeneous mixture. Okay, we cannot able to see the minerals and dissolved salts present in the tap water. Like that, the milk it contains the proteins, fats, carbohydrates, calcium, all these. But the milk it is white color, but these are the substance components present inside the milk. Like that, the air it contains oxygen gas, nitrogen gas, carbon dioxide gas. So we cannot able to see the gas present inside the air, so it is colorless. Okay, like that, the ice cream it is made up of a milk, cream, sugar, some stabilizer, emulsifier. All these compounds or substance combined to form one mixture. We cannot able to see the components present inside the ice cream. So some components are made up of an ice cream. So that's what an homogeneous mixture. So the next is heterogeneous mixture. A mixture in which the components can be seen separately is called a heterogeneous mixture. It does not have a uniform composition and properties. So you just see this picture, this image, it has a tomato, beetroot, peppermint leaves, coriander leaves, almond, some nuts and fruits, vegetables. We can able to identify the nut, fruits and vegetables. So it can seen separately. So this is an example for heterogeneous mixture. If I mix the mud with water, I can able to differentiate the mud and water because the mud is not dissolved in the water. So that comes under a heterogeneous mixture. We can able to see the mud present inside that water. That's what heterogeneous mixture. It does not have a uniform composition. So these all comes under a heterogeneous mixture. So that soil, a mixture of iodine and common salt, a mixture of sugar and sand, a mixture of oil and water. So the next is separation of mixture. Many mixture contain useful substances mixed with unwanted material. In order to obtain these useful substances, chemists often have to separate them from the impurities. The choice of a particular method to separate components of a mixture will depend on the properties of the components of the mixture as well as their physical states. So that the methods of separating substance from mixture is given as follows. So the types of mixture we have heterogeneous and homogeneous. So along with that heterogeneous and homogeneous, we have some mixture, classification of mixture. So first one is heterogeneous, solid and solid, insoluble solid and liquid, two immiscible liquid. For example, the solid and solid separation is handpicking, sieving, winnowing, magnetic separation, sublimation. So the hand picking, it's nothing but we just pick out the stone present along with the rice by using the hand. So the name it is considered to be hand picking. Like that, the sieving and winnowing, it depends upon the size of the particle present in the mixture. You just take a doll. The doll, it contains some dust particles, impurities present in, along with that doll. We just use that sieve to separate out the dust particles present along with the doll. So this receiving, winnowing and all nowadays we are using. Like that, the magnetic separation, if the mud and iron nails are combined, we just use that magnet. By using that magnet, we can able to separate out the iron present along with that mud. So this method is, it is considered to be magnetic separation. Both are solid substance only. So the next is sublimation. Sublimation, it's nothing but that some solid substance when heated, that changes directly solid to gaseous state without attaining the liquid state. The substance, solid substance, can be changes into one liquid substance. So that the iodine and mud, we can able to separate out the iodine and mud by using that sublimation process. So the next is insoluble solid and liquid, sedimentation, decantation, loading, filtration, centrifugation. Here one state of matter is liquid, another one is solid. So the solid and the liquid, for example water and mud, can be separate by using the sedimentation and decantation. Like that, the milk from the cream from milk, the milk, it contains a cream. So we can able to separate out the cream by using that milk, using the centrifugation process. Like that, the two immiscible liquids, decantation, solvent extraction. For example oil and water, we can able to distinguish the oil and water or separate out the oil and water by using the solvent extraction. So the next is homogeneous, soluble solid and liquid, evaporation, distillation, crystallization. Here the example is salt and water. The salt is dissolved throughout the water. We can able to separate out the salt and water by using the evaporation process. So the, like that, the distillation process and crystallization process. So the next is two miscible liquids. This will comes under the petroleum. The petroleum and all, it have, it add up byproducts. So the byproducts can be separate out by using this fractional distillation process. So the next is solution of two or more solids in a liquid. So the solids present in a liquid, for example ink. Ink, it contains two or more dyes. So this dyes can be separate out by using this chromatographic technique. This is a different technique. Okay. So the first one is sublimation. So the certain substance, solid substance, when heated, change directly from solid to gaseous state without attaining liquid state. I just take an example, ammonium chloride salt and sand. I just take out the ammonium chloride salt present in along with that sand by using that some tripod stand, burner, inverted funnel, like that, the cotton plug, uh, and the china dish. These are the required things to separate out the ammonium chloride salt present along with the sand. First of all, we have to take that ammonium chloride salt and sand in china dish. So the burner, it gives a flame. Okay, so by heating, what will happen? The ammonium chloride get vaporized. Okay, so it just surrounded around that inverted funnel. Okay, because here the cotton plug is present here. So the cotton plug does not allow the ammonium chloride vapor goes out. So that powdered mixture of ammonium chloride and sand is taken in a china dish and covered with a perforated asbestos sheet. An inverted funnel is placed over the asbestos sheet. The open of the stem of the funnel is closed using the cotton wool, and the china dish is heated. The pure vapors of the volatile solid pass through the holes in the asbestos sheet and condense on the inner side of the funnel. So the non-volatile impurities remains in the china dish, which means the sand remains in the china dish, and the volatile, the ammonium chloride, it's a volatile poisonous one, it get vaporized in the inverted funnel. Okay, after cooling this inverted funnel, the vaporized ammonium chloride get crystallized in the surrounding of that inverted funnel. Okay, so the gaseous, on cooling it get converted into one solid substance. So the vapor when cooled give back the solid substance. This process is known as sublimation. That's what example: iodine, camphor, ammonium chloride. Like that, the air fresheners are used in toilets. The solid slowly sublimes and release the pleasant smell in the toilet over a certain period of time. Like that, the mothballs made up of a naphthalene are used to drive away moths and some other insects. These also sublimes over time. The camphor is a substance used in Indian household. It sublimes to give a pleasant smell and is sometimes used as a refresher. So these are the uh, substance which undergoes a sublimation process. So thank you students. I hope you just understood this topic. If you have any doubt regarding to this topic, you may ask in doubt clearance session. Likewise, the remaining separation technique will be discussed in the next video. Thank you students.